people in this room, who here's been pissed off by a company before? Who's been put on hold and talked to somebody in India? I mean, there's so many things that companies, that we all do, we're all business owners, that we all do that, I mean, everybody in this room sells a product that anybody else can sell. We don't have to be the person selling that product, myself included. And what this book is about is distinguishing yourself, is getting everybody, having your past customers, your current customers, really just be amazed and blown away by the service that you provide, by the structure that you provide, so that they can't help but tell their friends and family about how good you are. And that's what this book is about. So, in previous surveys, people have said that we've kind of gone a little bit long, so I thought this one would be a quick one. I'm going to try and do it here in about 45 minutes. I want to try and have everybody out the door by 1 o'clock today. I'm going to try. I get a little long-winded every day. So that's that. So thank you guys all for coming. Really appreciate that. So another next slide. Does everybody here know everybody? I know we've done introductions the last few times. Does everybody know everybody? Is there any new faces in the room? I know, Joe, you've been here a few times. Does everybody know Melissa? I'm going to pick on Melissa. Does everybody know Kyle? Kyle, would you tell us a little bit about yourself? Cool. And Melissa, you want to say a couple words? And Joe, you want to say a word or two?
To everyone, I am Joe Gillette. I am with Freemax North Country. I've been here since March 1st, so brand new, but already got a contract, so going very well.
Keep going. Yeah, buddy. Cool. And I'm Adam. Everybody, good. And sorry about the music. I wasn't trying to draw it up. But over at Advisors, this is Nicole Miro, my team captain. This is Taylor, my intern for the summer, and this is Heather, my loan partner. She helps me out on the front end and setting up appointments and helping me put all this stuff together. So thank you guys. I really appreciate all of you as well. And that's Ryan Barcombe.
Didn't open the seat there. There we go.
You're late.
Yes, sir.
That's right, you're late.
And when Kristen comes around, just when you see her, just have her. She's gonna come and grab it. You can just pick what you want. She's just gonna grab that right up. So I wanted to tell you guys about our next two classes that we're doing. If you guys want to put them in your phones or what have you. The next one was supposed to be May 16th. It's on 203Ks. I know, and renovation loans in general. I know a lot of people had a lot of questions on those. It was supposed to be again May 16th. Jim Reagan has something come up and won't be able to come on May 16th, so we moved it to the 22nd of May. And that's going to be at noon here as well. And I'm going to, in the first week in May, I'm going to Orlando to a mortgage and real estate conference, and I'm taking a class on how to generate more listings. So I'm basically going to take some crazy notes on that, come back here and present that class to you guys. Right now in this market, I think, who here needs more listings? I could definitely benefit from more listings. So we all need more listings, so something that I think we can all benefit from. And that's going to be on June 14th as well. So that's where we are there. So what is a raving fan? Okay. A raving fan is a customer who is just so dedicated to you and what you sell and everything about it that they can't help but tell their friends and family. Okay. A raving fan is somebody that has gone through your process and really just been amazed at what they see and going above and beyond those expectations. And they've just been blown away and they refer. And now, we all get referrals from people, but people are more likely to refer when they've had an amazing experience. You know, if people have like a so-so experience, you know, I mean, they may refer, but the referral that you're going to get is also going to be so-so. If you can blow the people away and such that the referral the job that you do for them is so amazing and so over the top and those unexpected extras, then what's going to happen is that is going to also transfer into the referral. And that referral that you're going to receive is, you have to use this agent. They just went above and beyond. You wouldn't believe what they did for me. I called this person. I couldn't even barely get a call back. And, you know, they were there. But not only did they do the job, they did extra. And that's really what that's about. So in today's presentation, you know, we'll kind of get a little bit of discussion going, but things that other businesses have done that have impressed you. Okay? So we kind of start to think about that, because that's something we're going to be talking about a little bit later. So most businesses today, like I said previously, are horrible. They treat their customers like dirt. They don't care. And they think that they're so big that they can do things, you know, that we can do so many things online. And in anybody's business, in our businesses combined, you can do a lot of things online. But you guys can do things that Zillow can't. You can do things that, you know, that Trulia can't. You know, I mean, and people are coming to you for a service, to be treated like a person. You know, I mean, we all ultimately, at the end of the day, love to be treated well. And if we're treated like royalty by a business, we're going to go back to that business over and over and over again. So expectations are really low in today's, you know, in today's business world. Most companies stink, and people think about price. Who here, when they've listed a house before, has been trying to get talked down on the price of what they're going to of the commission? Show your hands. Most people, right? Because people don't think about value. They think about price. They don't think about what you can do for them. They just think that you're doing that service. And if what you're providing is such a high level, people start to not think about price, and they start to more think about the value, the perceived value that they're receiving. And it's a really basic concept, but most people I don't think about that in a lot in today's day and age, because we're so focused on dollars and cents every single month, you know, in and out. I think a lot of businesses abuse customers. You know, I think that they take them for granted. You know, we get super busy, and we're just doing the monotony of every day, and we don't care about the customer. We don't stop, take a breath, and think about, you know, if you were short to the customer on the phone because you had to go to the listing appointment or do this or that, they're buying a home, they're selling a home. That's a big thing. And, you know, we live it every single day, we breathe it every single day. And when we don't stop to think about, from the customer's point of view, what's going on, we're not doing our job at the highest level. And the likelihood that customer is going to refer us in the future goes down dramatically, goes down significantly. And they might refer us, but it's not a referral that we want. You know, it's a referral that, hey, don't use this person. You know, and that happens a lot. You know, what is it, the old saying? A good customer will refer one person, but a bad customer will refer 10. You know, so you know, really taking the time to go above and beyond. And I got a lot of neat ideas here for you guys to implement in your business. So when I first read this book, I went through and I really started to think about my business differently. I started to think about it not from what I wanted, but from what the customer wanted, and was able to really put together a playbook for what I want a customer expectation to walk through. So a customer calls, and what does Heather say when she answers the phone? What happens? How is that referred to the loan officer? When somebody's shopping, how often? What's the frequency that we call? What do we say on those calls? and building a handbook that's there and getting better at that all the time. So it's neat, and we'll get more into detail. And we focus too much on facts and not the feel. You know, we got to sell the sizzle, not the steak. You know, who of you says you see that before, right? But how do we sell the sizzle of real estate, right? Because we all kind of do the same thing. So how can we elevate each one of your own individual businesses to stand out from the crowd? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So is everybody excited? Is everybody sound pretty cool?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. So we're going to go around the room here. That's why I didn't have everybody introduce themselves. I want to go through around the room and kind of start a discussion. When has somebody been completely just blown away by a business? And let me lead off. I was on a trip to Orlando sometime last year, and I asked for a 6 a.m. wake-up call. Now, who here's gotten a wake-up call before, you know, at a hotel, right? It's like, ring, 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 you answer, nobody's even there. Or sometimes it's this automated thing, 6 a.m., but it was a person. And they said, hello, Mr. Crossley, good morning at 6 a.m. I just wanted to let you know here's your wake-up call. I was like, oh, well, thank you. And really groggy. And she's like, you're from New York. Are you heading back to New York today? I see that's the end of your stay. And I was like, well, I am. So we got the USA Today here in front of me, and it's 40 degrees up in New York. Are you sure you really want to go back today? And I was like, I hung up the phone, and I couldn't stop thinking about that whole day. That was literally a 15-second phone call from a human. But that's not at all my expectation. And that little thing is a wow experience. And it's finding those little things in business that we can go above and beyond. Anybody else have any experiences that they've had from other businesses, you know, whether it's real estate or what have you, where somebody has gone above and beyond and blew you away? Funny.
I recently had a medical procedure done at Adirondack Hospital.
Okay.
A week afterwards, I got a handwritten thank you note from two of their facilities.
Super cool.
And all the staff signed it. Who does that?
Yeah. That's I love notes. That's an awesome little touch that you don't expect. But if anybody ever asks about your experience, you're going to rave about them. You are a raving fan. Hopefully, as long as the surgery and everything else went well. You don't have the extra arm, so I think
This is a twofer.
Okay.
Years ago, my wife broke down with her car, a relatively new car in New York City, at 5 p.m. on a Friday. Imagine that. Got towed in. We said you got to move the car. Got towed into a garage. The guy was just getting ready to close for the Sabbath.
Yeah.
And he stayed open. Called, diagnosed the thing. Called a buddy of his at a parts store. Got him to reopen. Fixed the car, got it on the road. Now that's not the super part. The super part is, you know, the $600 bill when we took cash. But
That was a good part?
the car was on Sunday morning. Okay, this guy, Sabbath had happened, and he's back to work on Sunday. And I get a call at home about 10 o'clock Sunday morning from this garage. A guy with a real thick accent, could barely understand him. Double checking to make sure Mrs. Brissette had gotten home. Okay. And that the car was serviceable. Now, that's part one. Part two, from exceptional service, was the next day, Monday morning, when I walked into the car dealership, I said, hey, we're going to have a bit of a problem over the weekend with the car. I broke down to New York, blah, 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 cost $600. He said, you got the receipt? I said, no, what? He said, well, give me the receipt, we'll write you a check. So, the car dealership, it was a Ford dealership, in fact, it was Cumberland Motors at that time, covered the bill with no questions asked, no Ford. So two examples there of really good service. Right? That was.
That's awesome. Just that, you know, little unexpected extras that go, you know, car story. I bought my truck up at Parker's, and you know, it's kind of hard to travel during the day. Brought it to G&G. It's a dealer code. I bring it to Knights, and Knights is, do you have any paperwork on it? Yeah, it's all I do. It's all home. You know, he's like, oh, goes in the system. He's like, give me 5-10 minutes. oh, I called 5 places, 5 warranty companies, I found your warranty, we're going to order the part, it'll be in next week, paid for, free. Thank you for bringing your business. You know, like, that blew me away. You know, like, those little unexpected extras. Again, that's not a big thing, but we're all treated like crap every day by all these companies. That, you know, and it's not even that they're treating us like crap, it's just that they don't care. They don't care, you know, most businesses don't think about how the person feels that's going through that experience of using their business. And these aren't like huge things, you know, like, these are like, let's just be nice. It's the golden rule, right? You know, like, but taking that in a business and building your business such as every single customer has the same awesome experience. And that's what this book is about. And that's what I learned in this book. And that's one of the reasons I love it. I mean, literally, if you're on my team, you hate this book. We talk about it a lot. So, any other experiences?
It's actually for the company I work for today. We're doing a walk back.
Protect, right? Do you guys need any mold removal? Protect? Cool.
Doing a job for a woman. She lived by herself, no kids. Growing up she was wheelchair bound, kind of in a tough spot. It was a week before Christmas. And she didn't have any place or anything set up in her house. So I had my helper set up a Christmas tree.
Cool.
And I had a nice little experience.
That's awesome.
She cried. She was still taking that.
That's super cool. That is awesome. So they didn't have power to use a generator as the front end, or how? They didn't have power to the house, so they used like a generator to run the tree, or? Oh, it was power. Oh, Christmas lights.
Yeah.
I was like, no power at all. Power to her because Merry Christmas.
Don't live without power.
We all agree.
Those people. Right?
That's right, you know, you guys are coming up. All right. So there's 3 principles in the book, okay? Again, short book, there's not a lot there. I don't have a attention span. If it was more than 3, I probably wouldn't pay attention. So 3 principles. The first principle in doing this and developing this is deciding what you want. What do you want your business to look like? Now, when you're doing that, you want to think about every minute little detail. A customer is referred to you. You get a lead on Zillow. You get a call in at the office. Anybody get a call at the office? But I don't know. But those are the majority of how the leads come to you. What happens? What does that process look like? What does that checklist look like? And what happens each of the way through so that there's consistency and that it happens with every single person. So take that list, take that thought. Now, I like to be out in the wilderness, so I'll go up on top of them, I'll go to my camp, and I'll just sit there with a pad and paper and just kind of visualize all this and think about what do I want the perfect process to be? What do I want it, what do I want the greeting to be from the onset? What do I want, if we can get somebody approved, what's the next steps? If we can't get somebody approved, somebody's got a credit challenge, what are the next steps? And suddenly there's a tree of options that this is the business. And it's tough when we have a business where we're the only employee. And now I built my business a little bit, so I have some employees, but I was my only employee for a long time. And what does that look like? And what is that system? And what does that system look like with serving the customer in mind? With having the customer have a high level of feeling in mind? And what does that look like? And then how does that play into our daily routine? what do you have to do daily to make sure that each customer is being served the same? Because we all get busy, we all have showings, we all have different things, and that might be great, Adam, when everything, when I'm not that busy. But you call me in July, and I'm running around like my hair's on fire, and I can't do all this. But carving out blocks in your day, was it a couple times ago, when we were ground around, I showed everybody my calendar, a few months out. And there's certain times in every one of my single days, I can't take customers, I can't do this. And if I do, I need to move that block somewhere else in my day so that I can do these simple things every single day, day in and day out. Does that make sense? So, decide what you want. Secret 2. Decide what the customer wants. That seems pretty simple. You have to know what you want, and then secondarily, you have to know what the customer wants and what that looks like from the customer's point of view. Now, somebody's buying a home. What does the customer want? Anybody? A house. Okay. Cool. Do they expect anything extra? I'm a buyer, and I call you, Loretta. Hey, Loretta, will you help me buy a house? What else can I expect?
Great customer service, patient.
What does great customer service mean?
Help me through the process.
Help me through the process.
Yeah.
Show me. Teach me. What else? Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Understanding their concerns.
Yeah. Putting yourself at their level.
Mm-hmm. Seeing yourself, from their side, putting yourself in their shoes. Makes sense. Now, one thing that we have to do when we're doing that and deciding what the customer wants, again, customers, when they're buying a house, they're not really, they have a few expectations, but it's not like you have these ridiculous expectations. At the end of the day, they just want to buy a house. It's not like it's not rocket science. We're not doing brain surgery here. We're not saving humanities. It's simple things. But now the other thing is figuring out who your ideal customer is. Because who here has dealt with a customer that, we just didn't get along? And there's some people that no matter what you do, no matter how good you really are, no matter what you do to go above and beyond, you are just never going to please them. It's never going to be perfect, so that's that. And then in doing that, think back to what you want your vision to be, what you want your ideal customer experience to be, so that you're not drifting too far. If you think this should be the process, and the customer is way out here and has these crazy expectations, well, that's just not going to work. So you got to bring it back and figure out what you want and what the customer wants, so that way when they align, they're both really good, and you guys are both on the same page. But this is where the sizzle comes in, is delivering +1 service. Okay? Is secret 3. And this is the fun part, because the first 2 thoughts are really simple thoughts. Well, I know what I need. I know what the customer needs. I put myself in their shoes. But this is really where you can think about it and kind of go that extra mile to really blow them away. Okay? And really, in doing that. Now, so blow them away and be consistent. And that's where you have to have that plan, so you treat everybody the same. An early story for me in my career, this is going back almost a decade ago. I used to buy all my customers wine at closing. Give them a bottle of wine. And I had this one $50,000 deal, and I didn't buy the guy a bottle of wine. Now, the guy that referred him bought like a $200,000 house from me like 6 months before. And I got a personal phone call from the guy that referred him to me because the guy that bought the $50,000 bottle, the $50,000 house loves wine. And I wasn't consistent. And that's a really simple thing, but you have to be consistent all the time. And that's a little, that's a blemish I made that I was like, oh, I stepped into some stuff and I gotta work my way through this. There's being consistent is super key, especially if you're going to grow your business and be amazing and help a lot of people. And without systems and structure and flow, you can't help a lot of people consistent. Kind of another thought is get 1% better daily. Take a look at your business. Take a look at this kind of stuff. And try and implement one thing a week. Implement one thing a month. If you get 1% better every single day, which I would say most people probably don't do, but if you did commit to getting 1% better every single day, you'd be 3.5 times better at the end of the year. If you made 20 grand last year, you'd make 70 grand. Or, not 70 grand, what's that? You'd make 140 grand next year. So, getting better. So, while your food's coming out, in your packets, on the left-hand side, there's a couple of things here. So I've mentioned these guys to you before. Okay, Kendra Cook and David Schrader. These are two of my top favorite realtor coaches in the Corps. My coaching group that I'm in. And these are something that I kind of borrowed from their playbook that I want to share with you guys. So these are what they do, systems and structure inside of their business, their real estate business, to blow their customers away so that they get referred a lot better and at a much higher level. So let's kind of, just start talking about this. Let's look at Kendra's, okay? So when Kendra goes to list a house, she has a pre-listing package overnighted to their door the day before she gets there. Now, if you're going up against a couple, listings are tough right now, right? If you go up against a couple other agents and your stuff, your pre-listing package is there the day before so they have time to look at it with your comparables and what you believe the house to be worth, does that set you above and beyond? Does that elevate your game walking into that appointment? This is one of her other tactics that I really love. She does what's called a driveway call. So she will literally get done with a listing appointment, as long as the listing appointment went well, and she will handwrite a note for them in their driveway, and will go put it up in their door or put it in their mailbox before she even leaves the property. So that's a neat idea, calling them back. Thank you for trusting us and choosing us. She has a staff, so introducing her staff. She sends a gift to all of her customers. She appreciates them and why she appreciates them. And different gifts that they do, books, cupcakes, things of that nature, things that are going to remind them of the conversations that you had. She calls their customers every week. Sound familiar? Your kids call me every week. Service the vendor list. So everybody that they refer at a high level. Here's a list of everybody that we refer, everybody that you might meet throughout this process. Here's the issues that you may have. Always go to the closing. That's a pretty simple thing. Everybody here pretty much goes to their closings. This is neat. Closing gift for the kids. So we all buy, sometimes some of us buy, people that are helping out a gift, but a closing gift for their children. One thing that we do at the office, that we've done for the last couple of years, is we have a Berenstein Bears book. It's called Moving Day. And if somebody comes in with children, we always give them that book. You know, as like a little, but it's a little thing, but it's a little thing that makes them say, wow. Food on moving day. Could you imagine if you had your customer moving and you showed up on moving day with a pizza? That'd be pretty cool, right? Again, simple thing, going way above and beyond. Yes, you got them a house, but my agent showed up. Most agents don't even ever talk to their customers after closing. They showed up afterwards. They stopped by. They actually cared about me. You know? And that's what generates that referral. And not only that referral, but that referral at a very, very high level. Scheduling a visit after a couple weeks after, checking in with the family, again, just showing that you care. And, at that point, taking them a closing gift if you're going to step better. This is Dayton. Dayton's over the top. Dayton's a RE/MAX guy. He's got 4 people on his team, and last year he did, I think it was like 550 sites. Yeah, he's in San Antonio, a little bit bigger market, but his average purchase price is about $180,000. So not a lot bigger than ours. So he has a video that he sends to everybody that he goes to before their appointment. And and if you guys are interested in any of this, just shoot me an email or give me a call, and I can get you, some of these videos and things that they're shooting out for. But the appointment is in 3 days, sending out a video 2 days ahead of time, overnighting them the pre-listing package. If you got a buyer, a free consultation package, so they can see exactly what they're doing. Asking them a lot of questions before they're going out and having a big checklist of everything that's there. Dayton actually has one system for showing properties that I really liked. And so he asks a lot of questions, and he only shows 4 properties at a time. And he'll go out and show 4 properties at a time, 4 times. And basically his thought is, he's done all the metrics, with his, and he's like, if I show the person 16 houses, and they don't buy one of the 16 houses, the likelihood that they're going to buy is very, very small. Or the amount of time that he's going to have to waste in getting the deal done, that at that point he'll just take it and refer it out to somebody else. Because he knows that client is going to take too much of his time that it's worth. And it's better off at that point to just collect 25%. It's kind of a neat process. During process, it goes underneath. Calling them on Tuesdays, updating them on the process. Sending them a listing gift for listing their house. Treat bag for kids and pets. We all do searches on the MLS, know how to do that. The vendor list, different things, who the handymen are, who the water inspectors are, the whole people that you're using throughout the process. Go to the inspection. Be there for the customer. I think a lot of people do that. Provide school info. That's not something that will be really big around here. This is one of the things that I really like, and I thought about personally in my own business. I just don't know how to make it work. But you actually have once a commitment letter is issued, to have a little party at your office. Woohoo! I just think that's really cool. Because once you get the commitment letter, you're 3/4 of the way there anyway. But just a lot of little ideas that are really simple, cheap things that if you can implement 1 or 2 of them over the course of whatever the course may be, but if you can commit to implementing 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 of these things into your business, how can your business not grow? How can people just be blown away that the day after closing, I have a locksmith already set up to go there, courtesy of the agent. I showed up on moving day. I was moving my house, and my agent showed up with pizza and a couple things of soda. I would think that's the coolest thing in the world. I would rave about that. So, what do you guys think about these lists? Some neat ideas? Everybody's mouth is full. Cool. Who wants to give me their favorite idea? Now, here's the thing. First person to raise their hand and say it, nobody else can implement that for the next 6 months. All right.
Children's book,
Children's book?
yeah, moving, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Anybody else? Silent. These ideas are horrible. I would never implement them. Cool, but do you guys understand how these things, if implemented, if done, could create raving fans? Could create that customer saying, wow, I had no idea, I didn't expect that at all. If anybody ever asks me to sell my house or know somebody to sell my house, I'm going to refer this person. By doing these small little things. Because as we figured out earlier, people want to be cared for, but at the end of the day, they just want to buy a house. They just want to sell a house. These things will blow them away.
I think being consistent is really so important. I mean, your example of the wife,
Yeah.
you know, you know, for yourself, right?
Exactly. Well, yeah, it was 7 years ago. But yeah, being consistent
It's also the hardest thing.
It is.
Because you get busy and, you know,
Exactly.
I don't think you can stress out about it.
Yeah. I mean, and being consistent is super difficult, you know? I mean, because we all get busy. We all, you know, do different things. And, you know, even today, I'm not perfectly consistent. You know, I try to be. But I think it's, you know, I think if you can do 80% of it all the time, I think that's, you know, it's 80-20 rule. Yeah, and I think that's, not to say I hate the word good enough, you know, the phrase good enough, but, you know, good enough seldom is, right? But it is, it's good. So, cool. So, that's kind of the conclusion of the presentation today. Questions? What do you guys think? I got time to spare.
That's 1% above.
Yeah, there you go. See? That was my goal here, was for,
Yeah.
Was this helpful today, guys?